We're filling at this mud hole. Let's count this interesting. This has been running for like 2 minutes already. Water started going down that hole right there. I said it's been running about 2 minutes. It's still going. I don't know where it's going. Not coming out anywhere. What you call well-drained soil.
It's solid. It's solid. It's very solid. So big. I think it's solid.
This one I think it's going to start slowing down. It takes off again.
What is coming out?
We moved that big old rock. This is that rock. So remember in the video where I dug this out, there was a big rock in it. I finally got it out.
Did you see that hole?
Yes, all the water's going in that hole.
How is it going in
I
there?
don't know.
Where's coming out?
There's a little stump right there. And I thought maybe it's just where that was rotting out or something earlier. Yeah.
Look at that hole.
See that hole, Shelly? Or Sarah?
I see that. I see it is under the wall.
Yeah.
I see Shelly go in that hole. Is Shelly going in that hole? That is Shelly doing now. And what else do you want to do now? It's nearly that what?
Take my barrels in that water. Yep.
Stop.
I'm about half empty to go up there and fill my barrel back up. Just so I can see how much water will actually go in that. I'd love to see where it's coming out at. See, we're all downhill here. There's nothing, I mean, it's nothing I can see right here where it's coming out. That's crazy. Well, guys, I'm getting real good about hitting my button, I think, twice when I go to record something. I just time-lapsed sawing up this hickory tree that I sawed down. But I must have double tapped or something because I didn't get any of it. But I did decide, there was 2 hickories right here that I decided to go ahead and saw down. One of them still laying on the ground. I left the leaves on it because the goats, I sawed that one down. The goats cleared it up the first day. Eat every bit of the leaves off of it. I mean, everything. Sawed this one down, they ain't hardly touched it. So I don't know what the difference is. But they've not really touched this one at all. You can see where they've nibbled on it, but not much. I got that little recording of that water up there. I just thought that was cool. I'm gonna put it at the beginning of this video. But yeah, we went up there to fill up the wallow last night in my 55-gallon drum barrel and siphoning the water out of it. And I got that rock out there, and I got to noticing once water got up there to where that little spot was at, it held for a little bit, and then all of a sudden that little clod of dirt give out. And it did, all that water started shooting down in there. I don't know how much water went down that little hole, but I'd say, if I had to guess, probably about 20 gallons of water went down that little hole. And I don't know where it went. Like I said, I couldn't find any place where it was coming out of the ground at. It's these rocks in this area. Like I said, I know if you walk over the hills there a little bit, there's all kinds of like rock outcroppings. There's a couple little, I ain't gonna call them caves, but big holes that go back in the rocks and stuff like that. So they must be, you know, this whole area sits on that rock shelf. They must be a little gnats are aggravating this morning. There must be a crack in that rock or something right there, because that water was just, I mean, it's just going and going and going. But I just thought that was pretty cool. Kind of, sort of, I don't know. It makes you, you know, there's a spring down on the bottom of our property. Makes me always wonder if I'm just sitting on this great big hollow rock or something other. Which, I mean, we all kind of are, I guess, to a point. But we kind of, me and Josie, we kind of got a short day. Like I said, I come over here, I done a time lapse on that, but I hit the buttons wrong. I just cleaned up this hickory tree. and got it thrown in there. I just decided to cut them hickories because they were real close to this big chestnut oak that I was gonna leave. You can see it right there in the background. But that opens up that whole area. There's a lot. There's more pine in here than I thought, and I'm gonna take these pine. I got an idea for some of them now. Like this one, I'd love to be able to take these to a meal or something other. I mean, that's a decent size I could get. You know, I don't know if y'all can make out. I mean, that thing's probably 40 foot tall, as straight as it can be. There's two of them that's kind of small, but that one and this one over here, they're pretty decent size. The other two I can see, the other three, there's three right there I can see. And then there's another one way down there, but I don't know if I saw it because it's like in the corner of my fence. Power line on this side, so it'd be super hard to cut it without taking out a fence or taking out a power line or something like that. So it'll probably wind up staying. I know it's leaned over my fence, so probably one of these storms will eventually knock it down probably. I think that's it on the pine trees. But yeah, I got a little idea. I might try to use some of them as posts for a shed build or something other. Like I said, I got some metal over there. I just need some like 2x4s and 2x6s and things. But I might, oh gnats, man. Might try to use some of them, strip all the bark off of them, let them season out a little bit, and then paint the bottoms of them or something other. My wood shed's got pine logs used for the post in it, and it's lasted, that thing's been up for 8 years probably. Like I said, this ground dries out so quick. It's not like they're sitting in wet dirt and staying damp. They stay dry. I'd love to get a stump grinder over here on this. Maybe when we sell our firewood, maybe I'll get a little extra cash and try to rent one. It'd be nice to get all those stumps out over there before I try to sow it in grass. And I was hoping to do rabbit bursts this morning. My rabbits were due yesterday. I got these two does out here, and they were both due yesterday, but nothing so far out of either one of them. So not sure. They're fat, so I don't know. They just, like I said, they'd been going early, so it's kind of weird that this time they're they're going a little over, I guess. But like I said, last night was the due date, so I mean, it could happen today or tonight. Oh, sorry about this video. Like I said, I meant to time lapse some of that over there. At least sawing some trees down. Me and Josie, we got a short day today. I got an uncle, turned 85 this week, and he's had 2 heart attacks this year. And his family's kind of worried, you know. I mean, he's 85, and they're kind of worried. So they're wanting to have a big family get together for his birthday. So we're gonna go that tonight. It's a little bit of drive to get there, so we're gonna have a short day today here. I'm gonna have to feed my evening feeding chores are gonna have to be pretty early, because it'll probably be pretty late time we get back from it and things. But yeah, my family, a lot of my family's getting pretty old. My mom's side family, my mom was the baby of all her siblings. She had 4 sisters and 5 brothers. There's 10 of them all together. My mom was the baby. My mama, she was born in 1911. Be my grandmother, for y'all don't like her. She was always my mama. But she was born in 1911. She passed away in 1990, 94, I think. My papa, which was quite a bit older than her, was born in the 1890s. Which seems really weird. I mean, if you just, you know, this is in the 2000s, and my papa was born in the 1800s. It just sounds weird. But he was 22 years older than my mama, I think. And he already had, his wife had died. He already had 4 kids, I think. And a couple of them were older than my mama. So she had step kids older than her. And then, like I said, altogether they had 12 kids together, plus the 4, I think it was 4, might have been 5, I think it's 4 of them. But 2 of them died when they was real young. and then my papa died. My papa died before I was born. I never got to meet him, but his name was Joe. That's where I kind of get my name at. His name was Joe. I had an uncle, his name was Joe, and they named me Joey. And then I had a papa on my other side of my family whose name was Joe. Where's a great-grandpa. His name was Joe. So a lot of Joes and Joeys and stuff in our family. Yeah, this is that part of my family. They wanted to get together and try to get as many people as possible. So this side of my family, I've showed y'all a clip here or two, but just here and there, I think, family reunions and stuff like that. But man, if you had all the knowledge that they have, because like I said, you know, my papa, he had the 4 kids before my mom's group with my mama. There was 10 of them that, you know, that actually grew up and survived. Like I said, she had 2 that died when they was babies. But they lived off of, I think it's 76 acres. One of my uncles has that now. One of my cousins get ready to get it. But that uncle, he's in his 80s. But he's kind of relinquished everything over to his son. I was talking to him the other day. He said he's pretty much took over everything there. Uncle's got a few head of cattle on there. But my papa raised family, that big family on there, just raising tobacco back in them days. They had maybe 5 acres of tobacco. Wasn't a lot. And then the rest of it had cattle on it. Had a lot of it was wooded area. But he raised all them on there. And I don't know that he actually had a job anywhere else off the farm. My mama never worked. They were super holiness people. My mama never wore pants, never watched TV. She would listen to the radio, but the only thing she would listen to was preaching. You know, back then you could find, I think it's mostly on AM stations, but you could find a lot of the preachers that put their messages out over on the radio, and that's what she would listen to. I don't think she never watched the TV until she was maybe about 5 years before she died. One of my aunts had moved in with her to kind of help her, you know, because she'd got kind of old and couldn't get around and couldn't do things for herself. And one of my aunts moved in with her and brought a TV, and it's the first time she'd ever had a TV in her house. And the only thing she would watch was Wheel of Fortune. That was the only thing she would watch. My uncle that had that farm, he never had TV. The only thing he ever watched, he worked at a factory. It's called Parker Seal. But if y'all remember back in the 90s, I think it was, when that space shuttle blew up, had the teacher on it. I think it was in the 90s, might have been the 80s. Can't remember now. But that seal that they think that might have caused that come from the factory that he worked at. So he watched the news. He went to my other uncle's house who lived there. We all lived real close together then. He went over and watched the news. That's the only time he's ever watched the TV. But anyway, that's just it's just my childhood memory. Some of them, I guess. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I think maybe we need to get back to that. Get back to these old-fashioned ways. Get away from the TV and the computers and the phones, and get back to living for God. And this world's getting crazy. But I appreciate y'all watching this. Like I said, not much of a video. Just is what it is. I was hoping to have a rabbit video this morning. That didn't work out. But just didn't have a whole lot for today's video. But this is what it is. But I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.